Hey guys, it's Max
and Vadim,
and today we are doing another blind comparison. I shot a series of images and video clips on all of these phones right here, and we're gonna find out, is the S20 Ultra actually the best smartphone camera? As you guys know, Samsung marketed this phone like crazy, and their biggest focus were the cameras. You guys can see the difference in bumps here, but I wanna know, is it actually that much better than the Note 10 Plus, which came out half a year ago, or even the cheaper alternative, the S20 Plus? Now, before we jump in, I do want to say that Vadim is going to be choosing the one he likes the best. So he's going to get a score. We don't know what you're going to get, which one is the best overall, but I actually went through and rated all of the phones in a blind fashion as well. 0 out of 5, 0 for a failed photo, 5, the best you can get for a smartphone these days. And let me tell you, I was really kind of surprised by the results, and I'll give you guys the strengths and the weaknesses of all of these phones, which they all have. So you guys don't want to miss out on our findings. So Vadim, which one do you like the best?
So I can already tell that this is going to be a very, very tough comparison. The whole video is because these are so similar. They all look really good.
They look great.
But what I'm noticing is that the one in the middle, I think, has better dynamic range. I like the white balance on the grass, the hay right there, and I think there's less flaring from the sun right over there. So middle, right there, center. Note 10. Are you kidding me?
I actually forgot. I'm telling you. On a lot of these, I forgot which one. And these are flipped around.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And you guys out there, pull out your phone, get a piece of paper, and mark which one you like best. So we'll see not only which one Vadim likes best, which one I rated overall, which is surprising to me, and you guys as well. Here's number 2.
So I was thinking of going with the center again, but I don't really like how it's pretty flat. So I think the one on the right has, I guess, better contrast, better colors, so that one. S20 Plus.
S20 Plus.
I'm definitely going with the one in the center because the HDR is better. Like the inside, the interior is brought up a lot higher.
A lot more.
So I like that one better. No way.
I know. Yeah, this is the one I would want if I took a real estate shot, not these other two. Surprising.
I like that the one on the right doesn't have as much flaring and the contrast is really nice, but the clouds are all blown out, the sky's blown out. So honestly, it's such a tough choice, but I'm gonna go with the center.
Note 10 Plus. I have to say that I updated all of the firmware on all these phones right before shooting all of these. So this is the latest and greatest. And now for our first video clip. This is all 4K recording, and take a look. Let me know what you like best.
Whoa, what was that? Oh man, okay, the one on the left for sure. That looks amazing. No focus hunting. The detail looks surprisingly better than the others, so left, I think.
Okay.
No.
Left is the Note 10 Plus.
What is going on?
As you saw, the S20 Ultra has a lot of focus hunting and pulsing. Yeah. S20 Plus is way better at that. Note 10 Plus is perfect, maybe because of software updates or different lenses or Sony sensors.
HDR is better too, right there.
Yeah, it looks good.
So with this one, even though like right here we have some blown out detail right here, I like that the shadows are brought up more, and it looks like the water is a little bit more bright compared to the other two, which are a little bit dim, so center again.
Note 10 Plus. And I should add in that this is using the ultra wides, which this one is a 16 megapixel compared to 12.
So with this portrait shot, I'm seeing that the one on the left is a little bit dim. The one in the center is a little bit overexposed, but it does have more detail, so I'm gonna go with the right for being a good middle ground. S20 Plus. So here I instantly notice that the one on the left is completely blown out in the sky area. There's no detail at all. So between the center and the right, it's a really tough call, but the one in the middle has better HDR. S20 Plus.
S20, have you got an Ultra yet?
No, I haven't.
You haven't got one? Come on, Ultra, come on, camera bump, what are you doing?
So the clouds are blown out on all three of them, but I am seeing some flaring or some kind of lack of contrast here in the center. So I think I'm gonna go with the right. S20 Ultra.
Yeah, you got a first one.
Nice.
You redeemed yourself, S20 Ultra. And this one is our second video clip. This is at 4K 60 here.
Okay. So I saw a little bit of like shake on the right. I don't know what that was, or maybe that was hunting or something. I think the best one was in the center. S20 Ultra again.
Back to photos. This is the same situation, but photos, and it's a very, very tough dynamic range shot.
Definitely the one in the center. You could actually see the rock detail and everything else. HDR is good too.
Note 10 Plus, and this is a trend as you guys are seeing from the indoor real estate shot, whereas the sky detail is still very good, but we see way more in the shadows. Very interesting. Here's another video shot. This is testing stabilization at 4K 60. I will say at 4K 30 they were identical, so I didn't include that to make the test longer, but this is 4K 60.
So the one on the left is like super shaky. Between the middle and the right, it's pretty tough, but I'm seeing more shake and more motion blur, I guess, in the center, so I'm going with the right. Okay, so another one for the S20 Plus. So in this photo, right away, I can instantly tell that the center one is the winner. Much more detail, less aliasing. So that's gotta be the S20 Ultra.
You are right.
Telephoto lens.
Definitely the best. What do you think about this one?
All right, so to be honest, I'm gonna go with the one on the left. Even though it doesn't have as much detail, the one in the center has a lot of noise in his face, and same with the right, so left there. What?
Note 10 Plus. So the Note 10 Plus uses a 16 megapixel sensor, but it just looks like it's a lot less artifacting than these two, which use a new 12 megapixel. And here is the original shot. So I did punch in quite a bit to just check, the quality of the ultra wide.
This one, definitely the center again, just so much more detail.
Yeah, that's a massive difference, and that is the S20 Ultra. But there's a trick for this one. This is actually a standard shot taken using the 108 megapixel mode. Because you can choose to do 108 megapixels on here instead of over binning to 12 megapixels. So I wanted to test that out. These two are 12. And so we see a big difference comparing them. And this is what it looks like if we use the pixel binning mode to go to 12. So people are saying if you're going from 108 to 12, it still looks way more detailed than just shooting 12. But I'm not seeing that. The S20 Ultra,
it looks the same.
It looks very similar. Actually, I'm seeing a little bit more lines here. Maybe a little bit less artifacting, but a little bit less detail. And even and this one's a little bit worse. So it's very interesting. So if you want to shoot an image, this is the full shot.
Oh, no way.
If you want to get the best detail, use that 108 megapixel if you have an Ultra. But if you're not going to be zooming in that much, it doesn't matter because even on a 6K screen, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, from here.
And then there is one downside though if you're using that mode. Bam, if you notice, the dynamic range went down when we switched through.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So we have less detail in the shadows, more of the clouds are blown out, the sky is blown out. So
worse
that
HDR.
is a down, you get more detail, but less HDR, and then the file size.
25 megabytes.
Compared to about 5, it goes to 25. Now here's another video. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what is going on, but you look at the differences for yourself, and then let me know what you see overall, what's the difference, and which one looks better to you.
What I noticed while watching these two clips is that the one in the center and on the right have this weird stuttering where it's like kind of jaggedy as it's moving over to the right. So I think the one on the left is the one I'm choosing.
Okay. Note 10 Plus. I don't know why this got messed up here.
Note 10 Plus.
That is the Note 10 Plus, and this is another kind of tricky one. Both the S20 Ultra and the Plus shoot 8K. So Note 10 Plus is shooting 4K 30, where these are shooting 8K. Now, you notice that jittering because these can only shoot at 24 frames per second. Did you notice any difference in detail when you were watching that?
Not by much, honestly.
The 4K video from the Note 10 is actually not 4K. I had to zoom in 1.35 times or so in order to match how they look because these crop in automatically. So it's more like 3K versus 8K. And looking at a 6K XDR display, it's barely any difference, and I was not expecting that.
Here, obviously, the one on the left, just so much more detail than the other two. No way.
Note 10 Plus. S20 Ultra, if you want to do 2x zoom, which is what this is, it has to crop in on the sensor, and even though it's 108 megapixels, it still looks a lot worse.
Yep, same thing here. The one on the left is more detailed, it looks like, and there's less noise as well than the other two.
S20 Ultra, nice. An actual long zoom. And here's another video. Take a look.
Tons of noise on the one on the left and the right. The one in the center is more clean and it's more detailed.
S20 Ultra again.
S20 Ultra. In this portrait shot, they literally look almost identical. Like I have to look really close, and if I do, I think I see more detail on the left. I'm going with that one.
Note 10 Plus. They're so close, guys, in this one. I was shocked.
In this shot of the flowers, it looks like the one in the center, like the flowers look really flat, not much contrast. The one on the left, they're a little bit like overexposed. The one on the right, there is a couple of issues with the blurring, but I'm just seeing so much more detail compared to the others everywhere here that I would still choose that one.
S20 Plus.
In this one, I'm gonna choose the one in the center. I'm seeing quite a bit more detail and I guess better dynamic range, so. Wow.
Note 10 Plus. So this is actually a 4x shot, which is perfect for the S20 Ultra because it has a 4x optical lens, where these two have to crop digitally twice.
No way. That's
but
crazy.
Because the lens lets in a lot less light, in lower light situations, it produces worse results.
That's nuts.
And the S20 Ultra has a 64 megapixel sensor. This is only 12.
How is that possible?
And it's still lighting, basically. It still did a better job.
I'm going with the one in the center here because I guess better dynamic range. I can see more detail in my hair. This one's kind of blurry. This one has too much contrast, so center. S20 Ultra.
And now for a low light portrait selfie.
Honestly, it's kind of tough between the middle and the right, but I'm gonna go with
Which
the
one
middle.
would you want to save? Yeah, there you go.
Middle. Note 10.
Note 10 Plus. And now we are getting into some video shots. This is low light 4K video.
Okay. All right, so I'm seeing that the white balance is really messed up on the left, and there's more noise in the center than on the right, it seems like. And I like the colors better and detail better on the right.
Plays a couple times, yeah. S20
S20 Plus.
And then this one right here is using the optical lens. This is the using the telephoto lens here.
Okay, the one in the center, I don't know what happened. The one on the left has massive amounts of noise, and the one on the right is the winner, probably.
Yep. S20 Plus, again.
What the heck?
This is the same
happened in the
layout.
center?
Once again, this is a 4x zoom, so the S20 Ultra is the only one that actually has a 4x zoom lens.
Jeez.
But even though it has that advantage, because of the lighting, it looks
No way.
way worse. Now let's get into night shots.
This one is pretty tough, but I'm noticing that it's a little bit overexposed here on the left on that sign. And the one in the center has more detail, really great HDR, that one.
S20 Ultra.
Nice.
And this is another one using the ultra wide lens.
I'm seeing a lot of noise in the center, and between the left and the right, I think I'm gonna go with the left that has more detail. S20 Ultra.
And this is night mode selfie.
Night mode selfie. All right, the one on the left has a lot of blur, motion blur. In between the center and the right, I'm gonna go with the center. It looks more sharp. Note 10.
Note 10 Plus. And this is a night mode shot with the telephoto lens.
The one in the center just got completely ruined somehow. The one on the right has a lot of noise, so left.
S20
Plus.
This is standard lens. And I do want to say this is on the tripod.
So this one is really easy. The one in the center just looks so much better than the others. S20.
I was surprised.
S20 Plus, yeah.
And ultra wide.
This one is a little bit more tough than the other one, but I think I like the colors better on the center. Ultra.
And as you guys might have noticed, the Note 10 Plus is really struggling when it's on a tripod for night mode shots.
Yeah.
This is all software, I gotta say. The other ones took 30 seconds or 28 seconds each for all these photos.
Okay.
The Note 10 Plus only took 5.
Oh.
The software is not letting it do longer exposures. So if Samsung can fix it, it could be a lot better because it's really bad in these shots. And that is it.
That's it.
That is it.
Okay.
Go ahead, count this up.
All right, so I got 13 for the Note 10 Plus. I got 9 for the S20 Plus and 10 for the Ultra.
I was not expecting that,
The
honestly.
Note 1. What?
So, yeah, the Note 1,
Crazy.
it would have won even more or got closer if it didn't have for the low light shots, the limitation to 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and give you my results of what I got. So as you guys know, I mentioned at the start that I rated each image from a 0 to 5 scale. 0, unusable. 5, the best you can expect from a smartphone.
Okay.
And then I added all this up and averaged it out, and I got a 3.93 for the Note.
3.9.
I got a 4.1 for the Ultra, and I got a 4.33 stars out of 5 for the Plus. Now I wanna say that I was watching on a 6K display, taking my time, pixel peeping at different things, not on a laptop. And what's interesting is that the Ultra got 2 1s. I didn't get any 0s, but I got 2 1s on the Ultra and 2 1s on the Note. But the S20 Plus, I didn't get any 1s. What it shows me is just really well-rounded in a lot of scenarios. The Note 10 Plus, you got it as first place.
Yeah, that was first.
Where it really lost the most points was those low light shots.
Yeah.
A lot of those for
Long
me.
exposure,
And
probably.
like I mentioned, yeah, it can't do more than 5 seconds. So it's just a software limitation that Samsung put onto it, which can be fixed with an update. So if they make those changes or
It'll
some
be
of the
even
portrait
better.
changes, it could be even better. So is the S20 Ultra the best smartphone that Samsung makes as far as cameras? They spent so much time talking about the cameras during the keynote, marketing it, pushing it. I don't think so.
No.
It certainly does some things well, like in the daytime with that zoom lens and some of the 108 megapixel shots, it clearly does that, but it also has some big limitations, like the autofocusing issues it has. And there's a couple other things I did want to point out that's not in this video. We didn't want to put in the test, but if you want to do macro shots with the telephoto that typically look really good, that telephoto can't get as close as these other two. As S20 Plus does an excellent job. And along with that, if you're taking pictures of documents, some close-up shots, this is what I found just in my everyday shooting. It has some issues where in the here the media is in focus, and as we go to the edges, it's really blurred out and out of focus. There's some kind of
All the way
lens
around.
issues. S20 Plus is better, but it has a little bit of that, whereas the older, a little bit smaller sensor, Note 10 Plus,
It's all in focus.
it's all in focus. The lens quality is very good. So that was a very interesting find. So very interesting results. Let us know what you guys got down in the comments section below. Which one did you get? Was the best? Did any of this surprise you? And if you were choosing one of these for your money, which smartphone would you get if you want to take good pictures and video? Thank you guys for watching. Click that little circle above to subscribe and check out our other videos on these phones right over there. This is Max
And Vadim.
and we'll see you in the next video.